What does a Conglom moment do for its people and and everybody who participates in it? It does several things. It allows us to set an expectation for the week. So, for instance, smaller children might introduce a word, and it could be a word that they would like to take for the rest of the week. So, the word could be something like, say, kindness, or it could be a word that says inspire. And we would look for moments then through the week where inspire or inspiration becomes a key attitude or key structure or a moment that we're looking for through the week. At the end of the week, we try to do two things. One is, of course, reflection and applaud. And it's a moment for everyone to go back feeling that they've contributed to the learning space, they've taken away from the learning space, and to pause and look at themselves through the week and to say, okay, I maybe become a better friend, or I really enjoyed my classes in the lab this week, or I understood that I learned better when I work with my friend. Whatever, different things, of moments about themselves. So it's really a time for introspection, reflection. And then to actively look at their peers and appreciate their peers. So it could be a word about their peers to say, my friend here helped me in this particular way, or I saw him do this, and that is an attitude I really appreciate. Or it could be about a moment they've had with a teacher. But it's a moment to feel good about the learning they've had in the week. Through the week, it takes different forms. So, for instance, it could be an awareness building. It could be showing children a YouTube about, say, an event around global warming, or it could be a fantastic dance piece from Cirque du Soleil. It's basically widening the horizon of what is possible in the world. And sometimes it is built around children sharing a talent. It could be a child bringing in a musical instrument and playing some music for that particular day, and just celebrating talent, celebrating each other. So it sets the tone for the week. It sets the tone even for the day. But it's a conscious moment in the school. It's a conscious moment of the timetabling, and it's a time specifically built around relationship building. It happens at the beginning of the day. It happens for around 15-20 minutes at the most, and it's really a time where you say, okay, so let's start the day, and it's an anticipation building. So it's a very important process to have in a school. I think keep in mind that it's not just an ad hoc last minute idea that you need to prepare for. It's not that you don't know what to say and suddenly you sit down and say, okay, so what do we talk about? It's not an unprepared idea. It is to understand, even if it is around, it's like, for instance, have you located the right kind of video that can truly inspire children? So it's really being responsible to the fact that your children require the utmost respect. And can you be conscious and mindful about that idea? So don't just walk into the Conglom without really being able to end it with an idea that sets the tone for the day. Is it around inspiration? Is it around reflection? Is it around applause? What is the focus of that Conglom? And be true to that. And if it means being prepared, then be prepared with maybe the right video, the right article in the paper that you want to highlight. Very often I've seen that on a Sunday, I'm reading the paper and I find an article that has really impressed me or impacted me. My first foremost desire is to go and share it with my children. I feel the one guiding principle teachers should have is, if it's inspired you, it can inspire others. So keep that as a focus. So don't worry about, will it be too much, too less? No, it's inspired you, na? It's a great thing to inspire, because your passion will show in your voice, in your eyes, in your body language. And that's really what you want to leave children with. Sometimes the Conglom need not be done only in the classroom. The Conglom can be done as a key stage. Or, for instance, a couple of classes can get together to do a Conglom. You can get all, say, grades 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 together and basically talk about the school culture in the Conglom. And that sets a tone for the culture building of the entire school. So, for instance, you can get the entire school together and set the tone for an event that is coming up. Or you can talk about, doing good work. Or you can talk about a very controversial issue that's happening for instance, a natural disaster suddenly strikes. It's a great idea to get everybody of the school, the school together to do a Conglom even around them, to share information, to suggest strategies, to figure out course of action. And that way the whole school gets together, and it's culture building. Also remember that when a conglom cannot be done when you go into class and everybody is sitting in their own places. By virtue of the fact that conglom is coming together. So make sure it is a place in your classroom where you can sit, and in a manner where you're also sitting a little, you're sitting down, you're sitting in a space, maybe in a circle. You're getting the intimacy of that time together. So make sure that you're sitting together, closer together, where you can see everybody, where maybe you can touch somebody's head, where you can look people in the eye, where everybody's coming in together, closer. That's another important point to remember for conglom. Some principles to remember: that it is not conglom if it is just one-sided or one way. It is not conglom if the children don't have a voice in deciding whether the agenda or what they might want to do, or disagree. I mean, if you don't allow children to disagree, or if you don't allow them to argue, or if you believe that only what you say is important. Essentially, in its core idea, a conglom is not a one-way street. It's not a monologue. A conglom is a discussion, not even a dialogue. It's everybody. It's everybody's voice in different ways. So the teacher understands all of the children and their insecurities and likes and dislikes, and who they're falling out with, who they're falling in love with. All kinds of interesting dynamics appears. And so many issues are resolved, so many issues are critiqued, so many issues are applauded. And it's a moment really which is non-academic in nature, but deeply emotional. And I think it creates such a sense of well-being in children that it's a crucial moment to have in a school.